little news, notes, and injury updates for this Saturday. Then I got to hop on a plane, head down to Miami, and watch, hopefully, the Dolphins beat the Raiders. What is up, Fin fans? Got some news and notes. Some people popped up on the injury report, all that other stuff. So thought, why not make this video? Get we guys, get everyone situated and everything for tomorrow's game. And like I said in the intro, then I got to hop on a flight, head down to Miami, hang out, then get ready for tomorrow's game. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's fun. But Barry Jackson came out with an article essentially giving us a bunch of updates on some of the injured Miami Dolphin players. So Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey, who had a knee injury surface last week, will play on Sunday when the Raiders visit Hard Rock Stadium at 1 o'clock. He was limited in practice on Thursday and Friday, but does not have an injury designation for the game. But Dolphins left tackle Teron Armstead was listed as questionable because of a knee issue. Armstead did not practice at all this week because of what was listed as an injury report as rest/knee. Per team policy, he could not speak with the reporters this week because he did not practice. I did not know that was one of their policies. Armstead has played in 8 of the Dolphins' 9 games this season and played every offensive snap of Miami's 23-15 victory over the Rams on Monday. Miami is already without starting right tackle Austin Jackson for the remainder of the season after knee surgery. Kendall Lamb will continue to start at right tackle. Rookie Patrick Paul likely will start at left tackle if Armstead could not play Sunday. Now, that is where I get a little bit nervous because I told you guys in the preview video, if you haven't watched that yet, go watch it. I put it out yesterday. Get yourself situated on what's going on, my thoughts and processes on this game. But Max Crosby, to me, is the only person on that defense that scares me and that could kind of throw a monkey wrench in the plan of going out and having a dominant game as the Dolphins should against an inferior opponent. And if Teron Armstead can't go, then it really don't matter what side they put Crosby on. He's probably going to feast. Hopefully Teron Armstead is fine. Hopefully him getting this week of rest, let his knee heal up. But if not, then we get to see a guy we took in the 2nd round and a lot of people thought was better, or not a lot of people, but the Miami Dolphins organization thought was better than some of the guys taken after him, in Patrick Paul. Big physical guy, but we'll see how Patrick Paul does if Teron Armstead can't go. 4 of the Dolphins are listed as questionable is Alec Ingold, Robert Jones, Patrick McMorris, who came off of the IR, and guard Isaiah Wynn, who also is coming off the IR. Coach McDaniel said it's 50-50 if Ingold will play. He said he missed the Rams game with a calf injury. McDaniel said he's optimistic that Jones will play, and Jones says he intends to play after sustaining a knee injury during the Rams game. Ingold and Jones were limited and practice on Friday, which I find is interesting. I didn't think Jones was going to be good to go, but it seems like we're going to get Robert Jones back. I would be shocked if Alec Ingold can't go. Patrick McMorris and Isaiah Wynn, they're coming off of IR, so I don't expect them to be pushed out there. Now, McMorris, who practiced fully on Friday, and Wynn, who is limited participant, are more likely to be activated after Sunday's game, McDaniel said, which is, to get Isaiah Wynn back for the stretch we're going to go on, and to get Isaiah Wynn back for the Patriots, for the Packers, for the Jets, for the Texans, for the 49ers, is going to be huge. Now, hopefully he is back to that form that he was at the beginning of last year, where we had a really dominant offensive line. Our offensive line is better than a lot of people, myself included, think they are. But to get him back, and if he can play the way he did at the beginning of last season, will be humongous. Cornerback Kendall Fuller, dealing with a 2nd concussion in 2 months, is the only Dolphins player on the 53-man roster who was ruled out for Sunday's game. Receiver Tyreek Hill and Julian Hill have no injury designation and will play on Sunday. Now, with Kendall Fuller having 2 concussions in 2 months, that's something you really have to think about, especially with, do you feel comfortable with Ethan Bonner, Storm Duck, Cam Smith, and Ciaran Neal as a potential replacement for Kendall Fuller? Or would you knock on that door and give X a call up and say, hey, we're kind of hoping to put something together and go on a tear. Would you want to come back for at least the second half of this season, and we'll pay you yada yada bling bling bling? Because also, to give you a little insight, David Long Jr. being cut, if he is claimed, which I don't think happened, his guaranteed contract would be null and void, and the Dolphins would get like $3.5 million in cap space. Now, if he signs with another team, which I fully expect he will, the Dolphins will get like, so say he signs, so say the Dolphins are supposed to get like $3.5 million back, and he signs with a team for like $2 million. The Dolphins will essentially save $2 million in cap space. With the moving on of David Long Jr., and you could probably take that and give that to Xavier Howard. But I got another but for you. Xavier Howard tried out and met with the Cincinnati Bengals, and he said no because they think he didn't like the contract that was offered to him. So if that's the case, I don't know if he'd want to come back to Miami. Maybe some of the guys that are comfortable with him, and you know, whether it's Ramsey, whether it's Holland, whether it's Sealer, gives him a call like, hey, we need some help. I don't know, but I wouldn't hold my breath there. Then he also talks about Raheem Mostert kind of being benched, even though he did have those 2 receptions. Also, he was on kick returns. He kind of just didn't get any carries. He said, speaking publicly for the first time this week, Raheem Mostert admitted he was down about not getting a rushing attempt on Monday and said that he and Mike McDaniel had a discussion about where he stands. I can't get into details, but it was a good talk. I'm happy we're able to talk it out. I'm excited to play the Raiders. Mostert played only 8 offensive snaps against the Rams and caught 2 passes for 34 yards. I was a little down for me, but it was also a learning tool. It told me a lot about myself and my mental fortitude. You have to not get a carry. You have to not get a carry as a running back, but at the same time, try to be effective in the passing game. I didn't know what the game plan was in regards to me getting a carry or not. He said the Dolphins did not specifically tell him he did not get a carry because he had costly fumbles in the Colts and Bills in recent weeks, but he said he suspects that was the reason. I'm my toughest critic. He said nobody's tougher than my wife. I'm tough on myself, and I feel that fumble definitely played a role in that not getting a rushing attempt Monday. I can't speak for the coaches in that regard. I could just speak for myself. Me personally, I would have done the same situation too because of the severity of the fumbles. I beat myself up about it. At the same time, you have to move on. Does he have a sense if he will be getting any rushing attempts Sunday and beyond? I don't have a sense of it, he said. I have a good week of practice. Time will tell. I think it was just a situation where the Dolphins needed to win and they could not take the chance of him potentially having a fumble and putting us in a tough situation. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get some carries on Sunday, but also you have to think we have a youth movement going on in that backfield with Devon Achane and Jalen Wright. So, you know, he is a very good running back, obviously when he doesn't fumble the ball, and he helps us out a lot. But again, he's not really needed as much anymore because we have that youth movement in the backfield. So we'll see how that all pans out. But I wanted to come on here, give you guys a little bit of an update there, talk about the injuries. You know, hopefully we do get Armstead and Ingold. Outside of that, seems like everyone that's important will play. But yeah, now I hop on a flight, head down to Miami, hang out, and then go to the game tomorrow and walk around the parking lot. It's going to be 80 degrees, so it's not going to be bombing hot like it was last time I was in Miami. So, you know, if you're like, hey, how do I know it's you? I'm going to be wearing the same shirt I wore in the last live stream. I'm superstitious. Well, now I'll see you guys physically tomorrow at the game, and then I will try to do my recap at the stadium. But if they're blasting music, it might be hard because of copyright claims and stuff like that. Also, I'm still debating if I'm going to vlog it. Comment below in this video if you want me to vlog it. And if I get enough yeses, then I'll do it. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow at the game. Like usual, stay classy. Offense up.